Hey guys, just wanted to take a moment to say something in absolute utmost seriousness. And this is, of course, is conjecture. There's no way for me to actually point to any statistics or anything that would point to this being the absolute truth. But I believe it in my heart of hearts that what is occurring in the world is indeed the rapture. It is happening all around us. We're just not clued into everything. We're not seeing everything firsthand. But it's going to be impossible, or very difficult rather, to pinpoint these things simply because people generally do not think about one another, and people are often incentivized not to care or think about other people. It's not advantageous for them. There's behavior modifications that are instilled that are intended to keep people from actually empathizing or having any thought or care about another human being if it's not advantageous to those in control. There's going to be rampant false flags, a lot of gaslighting and reality distortion that does occur to twist our logic to make us never too sure about any one thing enough to actually speak of it or point to it with any type of concrete validity. There's going to be things that are orchestrated, cultural engineering that's at play, as well as manipulation and interference with communication. That's going to be a constant theme, is that they never want us to easily convey things to each other because they don't want us to understand anything. They don't want us to actually get the truth and understand it, because it'll obviously be a scary notion to delve into what the truth actually is. But what is actually occurring is indeed a methodical and calculated effort on part of the global elite to contain everybody of reasonable intelligence, particularly sentient people who are otherwise not easy at all to manipulate. You know, they don't want me to be around anybody that is hard or impossible to manipulate through some way, shape, or form. They want me to be around people who can have their integrity tested and fail it. They want me to be around people who don't have my best interest at heart, that don't care about what that best interest could be. They don't want people like me to ever have solidarity with people who also see a problem with this, that see it as an injustice that needs to be talked about. That notion scares them. They don't want people with my sort of intelligence to ever meet and to know each other. It's really a big effort on behalf of the cabal and these other cults and organizations that don't have anybody's good interest at heart. Our type of intelligence is never going to be valued by those who seek to control and stifle our lives. You know, they're threatened by our complex brains and the notion of people like us coming together, because we could maybe avoid some of these problems, or at least point to their existence enough to see a time period where we're not as rampantly interfered with and having all of our human rights stolen in such a weird, insidious way that will never just stand out to anybody else. You know, they are droned out. They are what we would deem clones or NPCs. They're living life. They're not thinking about what any of this is, and they're certainly not going to do anything to combat it. If anything, they will be instilled in. It will be instilled in them to not only go along with the flow, but to play a part in it. So it's created a hive mind in the world of moral bankruptcy and deceitfulness that's going to be hard to wash away. It's just going to result in a systematic cleansing of the world and a downfall of everything around us eventually. You know, in other words, human beings are losing their way. They don't have scruples. They don't have morals. They have no dedication to anything other than upholding their status as a fake human being with a fake life who lives a double life. You know, many people on this plane of reality have always lived double lives. They've never been anything but shady, backstabbing people, and this system of life not only encourages it, but it deems it necessary that you be this type of person, that you be a steaming pile of horse shit that has no real backbone or no character or integrity. Almost everything on the surface is a calculated effort to reduce or stop our ability to think and figure things out. They don't want us to have too much free time to sit and actually ponder and wonder and figure out what things really are, because then you're not going to be too cool with it and you're going to play against it and not fall into traps. This is all designed to have us fall behind, to lose things, and to never have a recourse, and to never have any solidarity. It's all designed to phase human beings out who are worthy, who are capable, and can actually accept suffering and know that this is a big test and you're never going to have a life that's free of human suffering. It's going to multiply exponentially over time, simply because of all the complex problems that this system of life is creating. You can't cover up everything forever. There's going to be deficits that are unavoidable, and there's going to be people that hit their limit, and there's going to be a lot of acts of frustration and rage that come out, simply because we can't point to the common denominator. I know what the common denominator truly is, and I think a lot of people do, but those people are never in the same room. We're never going to be seeing each other in person to agree. There's a lot of methods taken to cover things up. Like I had mentioned, this is indeed the rapture, and I'm sure there's quite a few people in all of our families that don't exist anymore, and we wouldn't know it because we don't see them every day. We very rarely see them in person at all. And even if we are calling them on a phone, or perhaps we receive a phone call from them, who's to say that couldn't be somebody with shady, devious intentions that perhaps knows something and is upkeeping their image? You know, there's a lot of things, a lot of people on this plane of reality that aren't really here, that we think are here. We're led to believe because of the power of suggestion, as well as their implementation of AI, using all this technology. It's all harmful, and it's resulting in a world that's not really real. Like, we still exist on this planet Earth, but the world as we know it is no longer real. It's fake, it's shady, it's backwards, and they're hoping that all the fear of it all is what contains your drive to do anything different. They're not wanting you to go against the grain. They're going to make it not advantageous, and they're going to certainly punish people who catch wind of what this really is and aim to not be a victim of it as much. You know, fuck us for trying to figure things out and do things the right way, right? No good deed ever goes unpunished. But anyway, excuse me. One must truly learn how to blend and balance these types of things. We are reaching each other deep down, many of us, for a reason, and every attempt will be made by the powers that be to make a mockery and reduce the efficiency of any type of communication. They don't want anything to lead to anything real, proactive, or positive. So keep thinking outside the box. There's got to be a way to defeat this invisible matrix. I'm doing everything I can. It's just we can't always do the things that we want to do. It's just not feasible. And there's always going to be something normal, some normal bullshit to pop up to contend with that. So anyway, just keep trying. And I can't help but feel like there's going to be a break in this. And there's going to be some common denominators that are discussed. So hopefully that's the truth. But